Welcome back, students. Today in this session we'll be starting with the last chapter of our syllabus, that is the interconnected world. So the interconnected world means how every element of the world, or how every element of the nature is interconnected, that is connected with each other. So that is what we'll be establishing, and that is what we'll be knowing in today's class. So first will be abiotic. So I hope you all know, you have read in your science book what is abiotic and biotic components. So abiotic is those components which include non-living things, and include those things like land, water, air, climate, atmosphere, sunlight. Everything consists of the abiotic components. Biotic components consist of those including living beings. Living beings means animals, insects, plants, human beings, microorganisms. So all of this, or microbes, everything which are living, consists of the biotic components. Now the producers and the consumers. Producers are those which can make their own food from directly from the nature. Alright, so those, I'm sure you all know who can make food, their own food directly from the components of nature, like air, water and all of that. It's the plants. Plants are the producers, while the consumers, these cannot make food directly from the natural elements like air, water, etc. So they consume the food that the producers produce. So human beings and animals falls in this category. So we consume the food which is already being produced from the natural components by the producers, that is the plants. So the producers and the consumers together form the food chain. So I hope you all are aware of what exactly a food chain is. Like the various small creatures are being eaten up by the big creatures, and then how the creatures are interlinked between each other. Like the plants produce food from the natural elements, that is air, water, sunlight, etc., and they are being fed upon by the small creatures and the herbivores, and us also, human beings also. Now these animals are being fed upon by the carnivorous animals and the omnivorous animals. Now those animals are, again, when they die, they are being fed upon by the microbes, microorganisms, and they go inside, like they are buried inside, which again provides nutrients to the soil, and these nutrients help in the plant growth. And after the plant growth happens, then again this process goes on, so it makes a circle, and this circle is known as the food chain. So then there are various chains of interdependence which happens between the various countries, the various people of the whole world. How it happens, we'll be studying today. So interdependence of the different regions of the world. So people in different parts are interconnected. Different parts of the globe are interconnected in some way or the other. So one of this is through trade. So trade interconnects the people in different parts, because we provide them with something and they provide us with something else. Like earlier, trade happened like a barter system. If I'm providing you with food grains, you will be providing me with say milk, or say some utensils, or say some clothes. So this is how it used to be exchanged. Now it has been changed. It is in like if I am providing you with food crops, or if I am providing you with cash crops, you are providing me with cash. So in order to for me, if you are providing me with cash, with that cash I can go to the market and buy for my own subsistence. So this is how we are interconnected. So many countries in the West Asia have rich reserves of petroleum, which is one of the important sources of energy. We know that petroleum is an important source of energy from which petrol, diesel and all of that is produced. So India and many other countries do not have sufficient petroleum resources. We do not have everything in like huge proportion, right? We have to buy petroleum from other countries, as the amount of petroleum resources or ores that we have is not enough to feed or to deal with the needs of the entire population. So we buy petroleum from them, and these countries import the petroleum they need from the West Asian countries. So desert countries like the countries of West Asia are not able to grow as much crops, are not as fertile as the countries in the East Asian region, that is us, one of the country. So they in return they also takes or buys food crops and all the necessities from us. So this is how we are interconnected. So we are getting the petrol and petroleum products from them, and they are in return getting this food crops and all this from us. So we are interconnected. Many countries import manufactured goods like electronics or motor vehicles from the other countries such as China. Electronic and motor vehicles are being imported from one of the country is China. So even yes, electronic goods, a lot of electronic goods are being taken from China. Like we have lot of electronic goods like the MI phone, the Redmi phone that we use, it is being imported from China. So I just gave you an example. Now for food, the resources and goods to move very smoothly between the producers and the consumers, every part of the chain should function well. In order to, we were studying about the industry, the formation of industry and everything about industry in the last chapter, where we have dealt with the fact that transportation facilities is very important. The smooth flowing of goods, smooth flowing of raw materials and getting back of produced goods depends on the proper transportation facilities. So here also, for in order to increase trade, we need to have proper functioning of every chain of interdependence. Like the transportation should be proper, the person who is buying, the person who is selling, everybody should be well aware of what they are doing, and then the money, the price should be fixed. So everything should be properly maintained. So if there is a breakdown everywhere, like say if the transport facility is not working properly, then of course the trade will get affected. Since see, in the corona period the trade got affected because like the export and import of goods got affected. The boundaries were sealed. People were not going from here to one country to the other. Then the ships, the aeroplanes, the roads, by roads, the cars and all, they were not transporting goods during the lockdown period. So this affected the trade. So if there is war in areas that produce petroleum, as it happened in West Asia during this period of 1991, the supply of petroleum to consumer countries will get affected. I just gave you the example. When this happens, petroleum products like petrol, diesel or cooking gas may be available only in small quantities, because when the availability is small, the prices will increase. Like if there is a small amount of like necessary good available, then there is a demand, there is a great huge demand of that particular good, then of course the price will increase. The people who can pay higher price will be able to get those goods, so the price will increase. If ships carrying petroleum are damaged in any way, the oil spills occur. So the oil spill not only is leads to the increase in prices of oil, but also it causes disaster, because the oil spill can lead to the death of a lot of fishes and aquatic organisms, because it acts as a like on the surface of the water, the seas and oceans, it will act as a sheet. It does not allow the sun rays to go inside, or it does not allow the heat to come outside. The proper flow of oxygen in water, or the proper flow of heat inside the oceans or seas will not be possible, which will lead to, of course, the death of the aquatic animals. The sea becomes polluted, so this causes water pollution. So waves carry the oily water to coastal areas, which clots with the other black oil. So impact of local events on the global environment. About this, the events in nature and the people and the nature and global warming, these two portions will be covered in the next class. We will be dealing with this in the next class. So that will be all. Thank you.